Brothers and sisters, welcome once again to our today's program. We are the 19th of June 2021. My name is Odon Bulamba. I'm here today to share with you what we call info analyse, meaning analysis of the information. Today we are going to talk about just one topic, but before I start, I will invite you to subscribe to our channel. If this is your time, your first time to watch us, please subscribe. Secondly, share our videos with friends and other people that you think you know they might be interested to know about politics or situations that Congo has been going through. And at the end of this program, don't forget to click on like, and also don't forget to add some good comment if there is any. So today we are going to talk just about one topic, and that topic will cover everything today. And as we call it, there is a type of crisis within the Union Sacrée, within this platform, which is like the presidential majority of the DRC. This is what we are going to talk about. So, to start, I will tell you that actually coronavirus has been costing the entire world a lot. Not only physically, but psychologically, morally. We have lost ours, we have lost friends and families. So it's a big enemy for the entire community of our planet. Therefore, in the Congo, there is an order which the Council of Ministers have given to people starting from the last 15th of June, that no gathering of more than 20 people should be held. No matter where you are, not in church, not in, public places. It can be church, it can be a restaurant, it can be a bar, it can be the market or supermarket. Even those who sell on public roads, they are not allowed to do so. So we have to look after each other and also look after ourselves. That's the best way to take care of ourselves and of those that we love. As I said, today we are going to talk about this crisis within that Union Sacrée of Tshisekedi. Therefore, the President Tshisekedi Chilombo tries to put in aside the crisis within the national Union Sacrée or Sacred Union. Why that? Why does he try, to put things together, to consolidate this group, to make it strong again? Because, as you may remember, this group came together to support him, meaning that a member of parliament, they came together and said, look, we have to join this new platform so that the president can have the majority. But the problem is that there are a lot of cracks in that group, which is leading the strength, abilities, or capacity of the president are turned aside. They're becoming really broken. Somehow, he's becoming a loser. So, you may see, for instance, there was a refusal of the Senate to waive the immunity of Matata Mponyo, the former prime minister. We can also see the opposition which was shown to the enabling bill. And after two setbacks in parliament, the president maneuvered to regain control of his majority. So a lot has been happening, and things are not really easy to swallow. That's why today I'm here to talk about it. Following allegations of misappropriation of funds intended for the Bukangalonzo projects. On the 15th of June, the Senate voted against waiving the parliamentary immunity of former Prime Minister Augustin Matata Mponyo. This rejection in Parliament is a failure for Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Chilombo, who asks the senators or members of the senators who belong to Union Sacrée to not obstruct justice. Note that on the 15th of June 2021, MPs of his majority has also opposed the inclusion on the agenda of the examination of the enabling bill, which should have allowed President Chilombo and his government to decide on a state of siege without going through the parliament. To calm the spirits and to respond to the dissatisfaction of members of parliament, at the request of Tshisekedi, of course, the Bureau of the National Assembly gathered MPs of the majority on June 18 at the Hotel Fleuve Congo. The President of the National Assembly, Christopher Mboso Kodia Pwanga, explained to the elected representatives that 250 4x4, here we are talking in terms of jeeps, 4x4, are already there. And the quaestor, the deputy quaestor, will go to Boma to sign a document. Then he'll transfer those 250 vehicles to Matadi, and from Matadi they will come to Kinshasa. But on the 12th of July 2021, another lot of 250 vehicles, new vehicles, 4x4, will be purchased and they will reach Kinshasa. Therefore, all members of parliament will benefit from one brand new vehicle. This including those members of parliament who are from the opposition. Consistently, Mr. Mboso called on MPs to trust Felix Chilombo, who will keep his promises. With regard to the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mr. Mboso was not cold-eyed, asking MPs to defend the reform voted on June 11. This law is opposed in Parliament by some members of the Union Sacrée and some opposition members of Parliament. Among them are Martin Fayulu. Mboso said, "I am following the debate against this law. We must not allow this to happen. Go to the media, defend this law. The Bureau of the Assembly will take care of it financially," he assured members of Parliament. He also talked about the project of Pukangalonzo, in which, in addition to Matata Mponyo, other MPs are being prosecuted. He called on MPs of the majority to vote in favor of the request for authorization of prosecutions against MPs Kumbu Kiala and Louise Munga. In his words, Mr. Mboso said, "We must vote for this resolution standing again to honor the image of a National Assembly." it is better not to link the fate of our colleagues to that of the former Prime Minister. So this is what the situation of Congo is. And now I'm going to talk about it, or to do a short comment so that you can understand exactly what has been happening. Why am I saying what I am saying? I'll go through it with you, and I'll try to make it as quick as possible. After the elections of the 20 elections in Congo, presidential and at all levels, government and so on and so forth, the majority of members of parliament was formed by FCC, the political platform of Joseph Kabila. And these people were acting in the way that Chilombo, who was passed on, to whom the power was passed on to become the next president of the country, those members of parliament were like a barrier to allow Chilombo to function according to Chilombo and to those who surround him. And these members of parliament, because of bribery, they left their camp or their group or their platform. They shifted from FCC of Kabila to come and join the President Chilombo, who created Union Sacrée Nationale, another new platform to create like the majority group for the president, so that they can defeat, they can challenge some laws in the parliament. These deputies, these MPs, members of parliament, accepted the bribery, and because the bribery was a big amount of money, some of them were promised to receive new vehicles, 4x4 Toyota Prados. So their mind was just like, we are going to receive $60,000, because roughly that's a cost of one of those vehicles. And therefore, we'll leave Joseph Kabila and go and join Felix Tshisekedi Chilombo. However, when it was time now to move, they gave to those MPs $15,000 each. And they said to them, this is like an advance. We gave to you an advance, and if our Union Sacrée is accepted, the balance will be given to you later on, or afterwards. Unlikely, those people who received the $15,000, they accepted to join the Union Sacrée, and later on, the balance was not paid. We saw some of them on the national TVs, on the YouTubes. Some of them did declaration through different channels of medias, claiming that the corruption that they were supposed to give to us, they did not corrupt. We didn't receive it fully. Yes, we are corrupt. Yes, we accept that we're given $15,000, but the remaining amount, we didn't get it. And these MPs, one of them is known as Nembalemba, who stood in front of the media and he could freely speak louder, claiming a portion of money of bribery that he deserves, which sounds a little bit strange. then you come to a point to see where some, if not all, of our authorities, politicians, even in the judiciary, even in the army, you'll see that most of them are mostly interested in bribes, corruption, looting, and so on. Members of parliament, primarily, their job is to serve the people, to take issues, problems of the Congolese to the House of Parliament, so that they can talk about them, they can find ways to come up with solutions and fix what is not fixed yet. Their job is to go out there, talk to people of the Congo, come to the parliament, vote the laws in favor of the population. But for them, that is not the case. Their priority, if not number 0, will be number 1, is to make easy money. And the best way to make easy money is to accept bribery, to be bribed. Therefore, most of them accepted to sacrifice the nation, to sacrifice their dignity, to sacrifice their mission in exchange to a jeep or a 4x4 vehicle. Now, because the President of the Republic didn't pay them fully, that's why you can see now when they brought to the Senate this issue of Bukangalonzo, which was an agro-industrial program of producing corn and then they can sell it to the population. When they brought it to Senate, in order to say the former Prime Minister Matata Mponyo, who is also a member of Senate, his immunity should be removed in order for him to face justice. From the Senate, they said, no, we cannot allow it. Why that? Not because Matata Mponyo did nothing wrong, but possibly because to now, Chilombo hasn't paid off the promise that he gave to Member of Parliament. Or he hasn't paid totally or fully that amount of bribery that he promised to do for them. Segundo, Chilombo can see that, okay, this majority that I formed starts to reject me. It means what? It means a failure. Because I won't be able to control the country if members of parliament do not accept me or do not take any more my directions. Therefore, he asked them to not obstruct justice because the ministry, because the judiciary was the one who was requiring Senate to pass on to them Matata Mponyo to remove his immunity so that he can face justice. As I said, another agenda was done on the 15th of June, and that agenda was supposed to examine or to enable another type of bill. This new bill would allow Felix Chilombo and his government to decide on the state of siege without going through the parliament. The law of Congo says that in case of state of siege, the parliament will decide. If it's a matter of maybe giving to that state of siege an extension period, it has to go through the parliament. The president found another way, organizing something to vote a law, a bill, to make this bill to become a law, so that he can decide himself whenever he wants a state of siege, whenever he wants something, without going through the parliament. Although he has the majority in the parliament, but the majority which he didn't pay fully the promised amount of money, that majority blocked his idea, blocked his thoughts, blocked his way of seeing things, and say, look, you still owe us some money, we will not allow this bill to go through. Furthermore, everything he declares, the parliament tries their best to block it. Not because they love their country, not because fully they care for the country or the population of the Congo, but because they continue to believe that the promise that he gave to us must be paid. He owes us to calm the tension, to calm their spirits, and to respond to that dissatisfaction of MPs. The President Tshisekedi contacted the President of the National Assembly and asked him to gather all MPs of the majority and talk to them about the few issues which surround his power, his future, his career, his dignity, and so on and so forth. That's when the President of the Assembly, National Assembly, invited those MPs of the majority on the 18th of June at Hotel Fleuve Congo in Kinshasa. Just as he started to talk, straight away, members of parliament started to shout that we need our money. He promised us, he has to pay, he has to honor his promises. Then this guy, Christophe Mboso Nkodia Puanga, who is the president of the National Assembly, explained to them that, okay, calm down. The 250 4x4 vehicles are already in the Congo. They are at Boma Port. Then the deputy questor will go there to sign documents in order to bring them to Matadi, and from Matadi they will come to Kinshasa. But I know that we have 500 deputies. Members of parliament. Deputies is in French. Members of parliament. As we have 500 members of parliament, I tell you that the president doesn't stop there. 250 more vehicles, 4x4 vehicles, are on their way. They will reach our country on the 12th of July this year. Therefore, all of you MPs, including those of the opposition, you'll have a flash new vehicle. Mboso continued to say, and he continued to insist, telling MPs, you have to trust Mr. Felix Tshisekedi Chilombo, who will keep all his promises. Don't doubt, believe in him, trust him, and he will fulfill his promises. We all know that the population of Congo have heard about a few promises that the president have given to them, and they have never been fulfilled. Possibly not because the president of Congo is not capable of fulfilling them. Maybe it's because of those who surround him will be blamed for not organizing, for not fulfilling what their boss have been asking them to do. Maybe those promises are not fulfilled because those who surround Chilombo, those that he calls his friend, his partners, they are not, or they are possibly not, friends and partners of the DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. They might be his partners and friends, but they are not partners and friends of Congo at all. Because if they are good partners of Congo or friends of Congo, they should never and ever allow Mr. Chilombo, whom they advise, whom they support, whom they work with, to keep promising people things that will never and ever happen. We don't say that everything he promises do not happen, because some people believe that the President Chilombo has a lot of work to do, and he cannot do everything by himself. Of course, that he's not a magician. He needs people to support him. But unlikely, he has people who should support him, and we, the population, we don't see any support. We don't see it, any concrete, any realization. Something material cannot be seen, except for those who have seen a few things here and there. They may testify. So therefore, people continue to stand against him, to the point that in South Kivu, precisely in Bukavu, they have nicknamed the president of Congo as Ahadi Musafiri. That's a Swahili. Those are Swahili vocabularies. Ahadi means promise or promises, and Musafiri means travelers or traveler. So they call him now someone who is good in promising and he loves traveling. With regard to the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mboso told the member of the parliament of the majority who opposed the law that they were supposed to, which was voted on the 11th of June, they refused to defend it, to support it, and they joined the opposition of Martin Fayulu and others. And Mboso is appealing them, is telling them, it is time now to stand. It is time now to move forward. Go to the media. This is an imperative form. Go to the media. Defend this law. And we, the Bureau of the National Assembly, will take care of it financially. We'll take care of it financially. Meaning that stand up in the hemisphere, you are against that law. It's time now to go out, talk to the media, push it through, let this law be accepted. Because bribery has become like your DNA, we will support what you are going to do to the media financially. because you have money. We won't support you politically or no. Money will talk, will cover the cost. No matter what you'll do, if you want to go to talk to BBC, or I don't know if you'll take some space to Al Jazeera, or you go to talk to CNN, at any cost, or TV5, or whatever you want, we will cover the costs. We will cover the costs. And I wonder with what money you can send 80% of those members of parliament to go to the medias and you'll cover the costs. Where will that money come from? And talking about the Bukangalonzo project, Mr. Mboso said, look, you members of parliament don't act like those of the Senate, our friends, our elders of the Senate, who refused to remove the immunity of Matata Mponyo, the former prime minister. Because Matata Mponyo didn't work by himself on that Bukangalonzo project, he was working with Kumbu Kiala and Louise Munga. Louise Munga and Kumbu Kiala are members of parliament. Therefore, we, members of parliament, were saying, Mboso, when we will present that for removing their immunities, please give this type of acclamation, tell the world that we agree for those two people to lose their immunity so that they can be prosecuted and face the law. Through those that he promised, now he's using the president of parliament to influence MPs to respond to the need of the president of the republic. However, the law says that the executive should never and ever influence, the judiciary or even experienced in this story. So, make sure those two are facing justice, not as the former prime minister. Now the question is of knowing, is this Bukangalonzo project a political one or is it a legal issue? And I can say that we can see influence everywhere, even doing